planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make them all day. I get one down in a second if you wait. I fly like paper, get high like planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make them all day. I get one down in a second if you wait. Sometimes I think sitting on trains. Every step I get to, I'm clocking that game. Everyone's a winner, we're making our fame. Bonafide hustler, making my name. Sometimes I think sitting on trains. Every step I get to, I'm clocking that game. Everyone's a winner, we're making our fame. Bonafide hustler, making my name. All I wanna do is take your money. All I wanna do is take your money. All I wanna do is take your money. All I wanna take your money. Pirates, skulls and bones, sticks and stones and weed and bombs. Running when we hit lethal poison for the system. Pirates, skulls and bones, sticks and stones and weed and bombs. Running when we hit lethal poison for the system. No one on the corner has swagger like us. Hit me on my banner, prepaid wireless. We pack and deliver like UPS trucks. Already going hell, just pumping that gas. No one on the corner has swagger like us. Hit me on my banner, prepaid wireless. We pack and deliver like UPS trucks. Already going hell, just pumping that gas. All I wanna do is take your money. 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 MIA, third world democracy. Yeah, I got more records than the KGB. So, no funny business. You already are.
All right, day 2 of all the shenanigans. I'm just kidding, though. It's the podcast, finally, after a couple of reschedulings and, unannounced appearances by therapists and, all that good stuff.
Well, therapists announced appearances, but they always did them later than expected, and they always went on longer than expected.
I swear your therapist finds more stuff to do, and you're like, please stop.
What? I mean, again, I thought she was just dropping off some mulch and picking up some of the junk that I have on my property.
Mm-hmm.
That turned into dropping off the mulch, picking up the stuff on my property, preparing the fucking garden, sowing the seeds, applying the mulch, building walkways.
So, generalized landscaping, got it.
Mm-hmm. Got a lot done, but sheesh. Warn a girl.
Right. You're like, I wasn't expecting to do all this. Golly.
Mm-hmm. I mean, ice cream is my reward.
Yes. I'm eating. Yep.
It was hilarious. This just happened. I showed Weedy to my therapist.
Mm-hmm.
And Weedy's starting to get a smell, y'all. And so, and like I was talking to my therapist about how I'm going to have to figure out, I'm going to need to repot Weedy soon. And I'm going to have to figure out how to keep Joey off of Weedy. Well, Weedy's starting to smell. I take Weedy out, hold it up to Joey. She takes one sniff of it and just recoils the fuck back.
So it seems like, hopefully, fingers crossed, she won't go anywhere near it.
Yeah.
If she had that
one whiff of it, and she was like, "Oh."
She had such a visceral reaction to it, like, ugh.
So I was like, okay, maybe I don't have to worry about her eating this plant.
Right. Speaking of visceral reactions, so Annabelle the doll's on her own fucking, Taylor Swift tour. Supposedly, I don't even know if this is true or not. I probably should have looked it up. But supposedly their next stop was Gettysburg, and I'm like, oh Lord. For anyone who doesn't know or has lived under a rock, Annabelle the doll back in the 60s/70s was owned by two nursing students. And long story short, Annabelle is essentially has a demon or quote unquote evil, and I'm putting that in quotations, evil spirit attached to her, and she's just a run of the mill Raggedy Ann doll, like not imposing whatsoever. And Lorraine Warren, the caretakers of Annabelle, have both since passed. And Lorraine Warren, before her passing, said that doll it can never leave the state of Connecticut where they lived. Now they've taken the doll out of the state of Connecticut. They've taken the doll out of the protective casing that was blessed by a priest for literally once a week for the past 40 fucking years.
She loose.
Yep. They taken her out of that case, put her in multiple cases, multiple different times, and their first official stop was in Louisiana. Barely 48 hours in, Nottoway Plantation burns to the ground, which I don't think really anyone's shedding a tear over, except for young white women who got married on the plantation, which is also dark tourism, and it's unacceptable dark tourism in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like having your wedding venue at Auschwitz.
Exactly, same idea. And so Nottoway Plantation burned down, which not really ironically, but what's weird is that only the main house burnt down. It didn't spread to the servants' quarters or slave quarters, if you want to be really technical about it. Those were left untouched, and I'm just like, yep. And aside from Nottoway burning down, there was a prison break at a prison just outside New Orleans, and 10 inmates escaped. And so everybody's like, what the fuck is going on? And then everybody put two and two together. It's like, oh fuck, it's Annabelle. But I've actually heard a lot of different perspectives about Annabelle's supposed involvement with, especially with Nottoway.
Yeah.
And that Annabelle may not be a conduit for a demon, so to speak, but maybe a malevolent spirit that amplifies dark energy. And believe me, on a plantation, there's a lot of dark energy.
I too am a malevolent spirit that enhances dark energy.
Yes. I mean, aren't we all?
Yeah, right, exactly.
But I've been loving the fucking TikToks and everything on social media about with the Black community celebrating Nottoway burning down, which rightfully so. There is a woman, I forget her name. Unfortunately, I saved the TikTok and everything, but she's I believe a college professor with a doctorate. And she had a bottle of liquor, and she poured out her libations right in front of the burning plantation. And a lot of black folks came out and, watched the plantation burn down, which I think is awesome. It's just like,
Yeah.
a horrific part of history is being burnt to the ground. And one thing that will stick with me that I've seen is that with the plantation burning down, it wasn't only the dead that was watching the place burn.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't just living. I mean, it was also the dead.
Joey.
Oh, wait. And like I've already seen artist depictions of the spirits of those who died there, or at least are artistic depictions.
Mm-hmm,
Dancing around the burning plantation, which, like I said, to me it's a beautiful thing to watch. But
I love the passive aggressive memes about it. Like there was one, somebody took a screenshot of the website now, and it's just like they really focus. Ever since the plantation burned down, have you ever considered their trees? Because it was just like the only thing that's on their website now is about the fucking trees. I've heard suddenly they all about them trees.
Yeah, supposedly the owners of the house and the land want to rebuild, and I'm like, don't. Cut your losses, get that insurance money, and just move on.
Mm-hmm.
But also, when it comes to that prison break, I think only three of those dudes were caught. Like 7 of them are still at large.
Yeah, 7 of them are living on the lam.
Mm-hmm. And so, at 48 hours, all that bullshit goes down. Annabelle, gets packed up and gets shipped to San Antonio, Texas.
Good.
The first thing that happens is that everyone in San Antonio is saying, "Get her the hell out of here." And then, like I said, with the supposed thing of them going to Gettysburg, I don't think anyone in Gettysburg is going to want her there either. You want to talk about
I want to see what kind of havoc she can unleash on Texas.
Right. Bring about another snowstorm.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why is it snowy? It's May. Oh, fuck, Annabelle's in San Antonio. That's why.
Mm-hmm. Exhausted.
Shit, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole week's been exhausting for me. Like, I should have sent you an updated photo of the list of topics, because it's another full pager. So we might be here for a bit, folks. Is there's some stuff I want to get into before my brain gets too stupid, especially in the case of a young 30-year-old woman who passed away in February. But
the incubator.
Mm-hmm. Adriana Smith, a 30-year-old, seemingly healthy woman, went in to get her head checked out because she was complaining of migraines. Fucking essentially becomes brain dead, dies. Like legally, she is dead.
Yeah, brain dead.
However, come to find out at the time, back in February, she was 9 weeks pregnant. And so now George is just like, oh, we can't take her off of life support. She has a baby inside her, which apparently 9 weeks sounds like 9 months to them. Because at 9 weeks, you're literally just a clump of cells.
Yeah, 9 weeks. Like a period could be late, and that's 9 weeks.
Exactly. Like it's just there's a reason why a lot of women, or just anyone who has a uterus, doesn't find out that they're pregnant until about, let's say, like 10-12 week mark at the earliest.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And by that time, a lot of states, unfortunately, have an abortion ban after like 6 weeks, 8 weeks. So by the time you find out, let's say 11 weeks, you're fucked. But yeah, she is still on life support right now. Her family does not want her on life support. They want to rightfully appropriately mourn their daughter and their grandchild, essentially.
Mm-hmm,
Because they're being racked up with a hell of a bill too. Like Like, they're gonna have to pay out of the ass for all of this.
Yeah, that's just
Another thing is that
the cherry on top of the shit cake,
right. It's like the family's gonna be slapped with the bill after everything is said and done. And this is only well, it's not gonna happen either way. They're gonna be footed the bill. But like the whole situation, well, it should make anybody angry, whether you're a man or woman, whatever. Like it should make you fucking angry because
I was talking with a mutual of ours about this. I mean, more than anything, I'm really heartbroken for the family and for Adriana especially, basically being kept alive as a human incubator. But I was talking to a mutual of ours about the through line to this. You know how guys will be like, let me breed you, or as a compliment, or you have nice childbearing hips. Ask me who has gotten those.
Right.
And like this is the through line to that. They're always like, oh, we can't joke about stuff anymore. Yeah, because this is where it leads. They turn us into like literal birthing pods.
Right, like I don't want to be a fucking, I don't want to be a fucking cow in the field, like.
Yeah, we're not livestock.
Exactly.
And we're not just like, we're not just bodies that can pop out babies. We're human beings too.
And also, if they're so worried about the quote, I keep saying quotations baby because until that fetus is birthed out, it's a fetus.
Yeah,
that's the literal medical term is fetus. But even now, the like tests they've done, this fetus already has fluid on the brain. That's never a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
This child essentially, if it does, make it to term, this child's not going to be a healthy child.
No, it might not even live that long.
My just personal opinion, uneducated opinion, when it comes to stuff like that, this child is going to have some sort of disability, and it's not going to be a light one. It's going to be moderate to severe.
That, or it's not going to live long.
Exactly. But it's just, yeah, we have a corpse on life support. Unfortunately, that's the harsh truth. Is that Adriana Smith is dead. They are literally just putting a corpse on machinery to keep the blood pumping and stuff like that. That's all that's going on.
Yep.
Adriana, as anyone knew her, unfortunately is gone. That's the sad truth.
Well, I mean, I hope this doesn't set a precedent, in all honesty. Like, I just thought about it. It's like, I don't want anybody getting ideas.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Thinking that they can turn any brain dead womb bearer into a human incubator. That's like, I mean, this is dystopian enough, but it might give them ideas to make it even more dystopian. Because that's the thing. It's just like, not only is the situation tragic and really inhumane,
mm-hmm.
It has the potential of setting precedent, which is why all of us should be very worried.
Yeah, and Georgia, like I actually was just I was literally just thinking about this as you were speaking, because when it comes to law concerning quote unquote ownership or possession of a corpse, because essentially when you die, you become quasi property, meaning your family still kind of owns your body, but also they don't.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, nobody does technically. And so I think they're unfortunately using that to Georgia, just as a whole, is using that to their advantage, because they can say, "Oh, the Smith family, you don't have any legal right over this body anymore. Technically, it's a body." legally, even though they'll still say, "Oh no, she is alive on life support," but
Yeah.
legally, it's like legally, no, she's fucking dead. So you could tell the family, no, you don't really have ownership of this body.
Georgia has like the most draconian laws around pregnancy and abortion. Like, I swear in the entire US, Texas looks at them and blushes.
Right. The Deep South scares me.
Deep South scares me too. It's why I never visit. Which is sad because Arkansas has some really cool quartz mines that I would love to visit.
Right. I mean, hell, I would love to go to Georgia one day if they didn't have such fucked up laws.
Yeah.
Like, Norman Reedus's restaurant is there, Nick and Norm's Cafe in Savannah, and he's obviously, for those who don't know, he was on The Walking Dead. He opened up a restaurant / bar with Greg Nicotero, and I would love to go there one day, to go to their flagship location, because they have a couple of places in Georgia, and I think one in like Tennessee. But I want to go to the OG one, but I can't do that.
Yeah. Same thing with Florida. It's like Florida, I would love to go beachcombing. I love
right, and go herping. I mean, see a Burmese
and go herping, yeah.
See a Burmese wild the Everglades.
But no, I'm not touching the Deep South. Not as it is now.
Right. The only ones who are safe in the Deep South are white men.
Even fucking Oklahoma, like Oklahoma. No, well, it's Oklahoma and Kansas that actually have surprisingly lax abortion laws.
Huh.
And Oklahoma and Kansas are generally where a lot of women go to, in Texas to get an abortion. There and New Mexico.
Mm-hmm. God, that whole situation is just so fucked. It's a literal horror film, like playing out.
It's like the plot of a horror movie. Like, I didn't think, like there was this news article, and I can't unknow it, and I wish I could, of a woman who was in a coma for 3 years giving birth.
Yeah, that's a frightening fucking thought, to be honest.
It is. And like, I thought that couldn't be topped. This topped it.
Yep, when you have a corpse, being artificially kept alive, so to speak, just to brew a fucking, fetus. Mm-hmm. That there's no guarantee that this child's going to be born alive, mm-hmm. or without breathtakingly bad issues. And let's say everything goes to plan. The baby's born, the baby's healthy. Let's say 7 pound 8 ounce fucking baby boy, something like that. How the hell is his family gonna have to explain? I'm just saying him, just for sake of argument.
Yeah.
Because I don't think
right. It's just like your mom was dead before you were born.
Yeah, exactly. How the hell is this child's grandmother going to explain to them how they came into this world?
Yeah, exactly.
That on its own is traumatic for one, for that grandparent, 2, for that child to hear.
Yeah.
Because honestly, if I were that child, I would be horrified. I'd be like, oh my God, why'd you let that happen?
Exactly.
Because honestly, and I'm just assuming that Adriana was probably a Christian, or at least believed in, God. You would think if, let's say she knew about the pregnancy. Let's say she knew about it for sake of argument. Wouldn't you think she her immortal soul would feel better to have her baby with her?
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, obviously, a freaking fetus. Like, I saw a post on Threads, and I reposted it, and it was and I added something to it. I need to pull it up, actually. Let me, because Here we go. Because someone posted, "My corpse is not an incubator." I reposted it, and I said, "My corpse will be a pile of ashes, not an incubator. I'll make damn sure no one takes away my autonomy, even in death."
Yep.
It's like can't use the uterus if it's, a pile of ashes. Yeah.
Anyway.
Alrighty. I mean, I don't mean to laugh, but it's gallows humor at this point. It's the only way we can
have a
cope.
womb bear, that's how you're surviving this news. It's gallows humor.
I mean, speaking of gallows humor, so Joe Biden has cancer.
Right.
Extremely aggressive prostate cancer that's spread to his fucking bones. Like,
ugh.
That kid has got to be so.
You have to make me think of Joe Biden's prostate now, and I don't want to think about that.
Well, prostates in general are weird.
They are. My dad thought that girls had prostates. Apparently,
no. That's called clitora, not the prostate. And to the wrong. No, I'm not going to call him by the nickname that I give him because that's still too revealing. Boo.
Anyway. Yeah.
But yeah, now I recently saw, as early as a couple hours ago, the fucking Rudy Giuliani wants to prosecute Biden for fucking hiding the diagnosis, supposedly.
Fucking
I'm like, what is your fucking...
He's just trying to get press, so he's paid, because he just had to pay out millions.
Well, yeah, because he's fucking broke.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you fucking moron.
I mean, our crowd's pretty cool, but just to be clear, if somebody has a cancer diagnosis, generally they wait a bit to try and just figure everything out before they make it public. Like, that's standard procedure. Brian Barczyk did that.
And also it's for the person, they might need time to let it sink in too.
Yeah, to let it process. I mean, Joe Biden's like what, 80?
Yeah, he's like 80 or 81.
And so it's just like, I mean, this isn't terribly surprising. The fact that it's metastasized, unfortunately, also not surprising. It's apparently a really aggressive type of cancer. And I'm sure he'll have his spell tome with him when he goes. But and just to be clear, Christine and I were definitely anti-genocide. However, it is never good to celebrate somebody's cancer diagnosis. In fact, even if Donald Trump was found out to have cancer, I would not be a jackass about it. Cancer is a really serious and really tragic issue. And the other thing is, when you say those kinds of things, there are other folks with that type of cancer or who have cancer who are reading your comments.
Exactly. And they're thinking, wow, do I deserve to die? Do I deserve it? Well, that's because you're unfortunately you're already mentally down to the dumps because
chemo and just dealing with cancer.
Yeah, it's just been awful. It got to the point where I swear this is becoming a fucking theme now, but on Threads, everybody at this point knows I followed David Howard Thornton on Threads. He plays Clown the Art in the Terrifier series.
He plays Clown the Art.
Yeah, he is art himself, but yeah, he's very vocal about his opinions, extremely vocal, and some of his views I don't agree with, and I've told him that before. It's like, I don't agree with what you say, however, A, B, and C and whatnot, but I forgot what he said exactly, but it turned into a whole fucking thread about Biden needing to be charged with war crimes with what's happening in Palestine with Israel. and it just got out of control at that point where folks are calling David a Zionist, which he's not a Zionist. I've read like all these conversations. Unfortunately, he just has a lot of empathy sometimes for the wrong folks.
Mm-hmm.
But also his passion kind of, I believe, gets in the way of his judgment a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Which it's awesome to have passion about something, but it's just like if you let it run wild, you could end up saying something you regret, which I don't think he has, in my personal opinion. I mean, there's others who may be listening who have a completely other opinion. But everybody was dogpiling him, and this all came after him saying that folks shouldn't be celebrating Biden's cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just went to a rabbit hole of bullshit after that. And I have a feeling that he probably took that pretty hard because he had a parent die from cancer. So in a way, just acting out of being hurt, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that...
But also, I actually mentioned to him something similar to what you said about Trump. It's like, and I remember telling him in this thread because at this point I felt like I was trying to calm him down a bunch with other folks. Like, golly. But yeah, I told him, I'm like, hey, I hate Donald Trump to my fucking atoms, like to my being. However, if he got cancer, I'm not going to dog him about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty much going to say that's tough, and I go about my day.
Yeah.
It's just like it's like you don't fucking like cancer is one of those things you don't fucking like you don't celebrate it. It's like come on.
You never celebrate cancer.
Yeah.
And again, it's just like anything you say about somebody with cancer patients are reading that.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you're like, well, not those cancer patients, you don't have control over that.
Exactly, because they're gonna read it and just be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And if you're just like, well, I don't mean those cancer patients. Well, those cancer patients are gonna think you mean them anyway. You don't have control over that.
Like one of my subscribers and friend of the channel. Oh, hey, gay. But yeah, one of my friends, friend of the channel and also subscriber Jude. She normally will pop into my chats once in a while. She's been diagnosed with breast cancer. She's in her 70s. She recently got a double mastectomy, and she's still going under treatments, but it's looking very favorable though. So fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it could be someone like her reading that and thinking, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. So never celebrate when somebody has cancer. That is like, I mean, at least for me, a moral taboo. So,
Exactly.
I mean, like when Brian Barczyk was still around, it was such a surreal experience. Good God.
Brave woman.
Following two different cancer patients with two very different outcomes and outlooks.
Mm-hmm.
We had Brian Barczyk, who had late-stage pancreatic cancer, the hardest cancer to treat. And then we had Hank Green, who had a lymphoma that they caught extremely early, and it turned out to be the most treatable form of cancer out there.
Right.
And so it was surreal to sort of watch these diverging paths. And that's probably something that will stick with me. It's just like, wow, like
it's like this one organism, this one entity can cause two totally different things to happen to the human body.
Exactly.
It's like from a medical and scientific standpoint, it's interesting. However,
yeah, in practice, horrifying.
Yep.
It's like playing Russian roulette with your own genes.
Pretty much. Like my father-in-law, and I don't know if I probably told the story on the podcast before. Maybe not. Who knows? I know you know the story. But like my father-in-law back in, I want to say it was 2021. or 2020. One of those 2 years. I have to look at his memorial card. But he essentially had the symptoms of a stroke, and so he went to the emergency room after a bunch of testing and stuff. Come to find out, raging brain cancer.
Ugh.
Yeah, and he died 5 months later after that diagnosis. Like it went from okay, father-in-law has is a little sick to holy crap, he's bedbound.
Yeah.
But yeah, it went like he went downhill quick, which was breathtakingly horrifying.
Yeah, like I said, it's just like cancer scary, basically, is the moral of the story. Anyway, moving on.
It's like, okay, we need to get to something happy. Hold on, let's. Oh, wait a minute. So, in theme with our morbid podcast, so about the tornadoes that have been happening the past
Oh yeah, the tons and tons of tornadoes.
Oh my god.
Like poor Ryan Hall has not gotten sleep for a week. You know,
Doing like 12-hour shifts essentially.
he was doing 12 hours, sometimes 14-hour shifts. Like
Yeah.
when that like when the Kansas outbreak happened, he was like I think that stream went on for 14 hours or so.
God damn.
Because this was a pervasive theme I noticed throughout this particular outbreak. Things got especially spicy at nighttime.
Mm.
Like folks would be lulled into a false sense of complacency, like the first day, which was in the deep south, I believe, like smack in the middle of it, and involved Kentucky. Everybody was like, yeah, there's some tornadoes, but this is really underperforming. Come the black of nighttime, suddenly we got this fucking, I believe it's an EF5, and I'm going to tell you why. We got this fucking tornado, monster-ass tornado, just tearing through eastern Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like, fuck.
Right. Like, it really royally fucked up Kentucky and Missouri. Like, between both states, I think, at least as of a couple of days ago, is 21 dead. So, yeah, it fucked up.
Yeah.
It fucked up Kentucky, Missouri
And
bad.
here's the thing. It's preliminarily, I don't know why I struggle with that word, rated an EF4, but I believe it was an EF5. And here's why. That when the tornado moved into London, Kentucky, it was weakening.
Mm-hmm.
And when it started in Somerset, it was strengthening. We have no real structures between Somerset and London, Kentucky. And that particular stretch of area was when the tornado was at its strongest. So the fact that it was weakening and was still labeled an EF4 tells me that at its strongest, it may have been an EF5. And I think we saw 2 EF5s this outbreak. One of them has yet to be rated. It's probably going to get a low rating because the EF scale is more of a damage measurement scale than a true measure of the strength of a tornado. But the London, Kentucky one, I'm pretty sure that one was actually an EF5. The other one I think is an EF5 is this Humongous Chungus that happened in Kansas.
Oh my God. It's like the Wizard of Oz is coming to life now. There's a fucking tornado in Kansas.
Yep. Not just a tornado, but a fucking honker of a tornado. It was 2 miles wide.
But yeah, the Wicked Witch of the West is west across fucking, Munchkin land got fucking, taken out by a fucking house. Wow, that was the most unhinged explanation of a film scene. What the hell? But yeah, the fucking tornado shit's been popping off like bad. Fucking Brad.
Yeah, the one in Kansas was crazy because that supercell created a really strong tornado, then stopped and went on for a while, and then dropped an even stronger tornado, an even stronger and even bigger one. And this one was happening at the dead of night. And this is why nocturnal tornadoes are terrifying. Ryan Hall would bring up the stream of a storm chaser and would be like, all right, so here's a view of the tornado. It would just be pitch black. And he would wait for that. And it'd be like, wait for a strike and you'll see it. The strikes never really came. And so it's just like, if you're driving at night and you don't know a big fucking tornado, if you don't know there's a big fucking tornado around, you're not going to see it. And that is why what Greensburg did was so dangerous. What the first responders in Greensburg, and the reason I'm bringing this up is I really want to impress how dangerous this is. They decided to evacuate. They are extremely lucky they did not die, because their only evacuation route was via the highway that the tornado hit.
God damn.
And this was in the pitch black. They were not going to be able to see it. They were, they might have been able to hear it, but yeah, you're not going to see it. This is extremely dangerous, guys, because you might think, oh, the tornado is headed my way, I should leave. Two things. One, you're going to clog up traffic. Folks who tried to escape the May 3rd, 1999 tornado learned this the hard way. Because what happened is everybody tried to evacuate the path of the tornado, ended up clogging up the roadways. And sure as death, that tornado came along and wiped out an entire swath of highway. And so that's one thing. You might put yourself and others in danger if everybody tries and evacuates. Two, you do not know, if you just think, oh God, tornado nearby, and leave, you might drive straight into it, especially if it's rain wrapped, especially if it's nighttime.
Yep.
Your means of quote unquote escape could get you killed because you will drive straight into that tornado. So what do? If you don't have a basement or a storm shelter, basement or storm shelter is the most ideal. If you don't have a basement or a storm shelter, get in a bathtub or in the lowest area of your house. And like Ryan Hall says, bring closed-toed shoes. You might have to walk over glass. Bring a helmet if you can, because that's how you're going to get hurt in a tornado. It doesn't suck you up or anything. What happens is that debris is going to hit you. And so bring a helmet. If you're hiding in a bathtub, bring pillows, comforters. A mattress generally is what they suggest, but those things are fucking heavy. So I say a comforter or pillows. And get in the bathtub or whatever room you've decided or closet you've decided to be in, and just hunker down. Hunker down. It's gonna be a rough ride, but if you don't panic, you'll get through it. I just want to put that out there because it is so dangerous to try and take your car and escape a tornado. You will fail.
Right. It's like you have a better chance of survival if fucking do everything that you just said.
Yeah, actually a great example is the tornado that happened in Kansas, the really big one. Which I did finally see that thing in lightning flash. It was so big it didn't fit in the fucking frame. And it was headed straight for this town called Pleve or something. And this was like a tiny town. Oh no.
Heck, oh no. Wait a minute, what's the issue? What kind of phone you got? I used to work with phones. I know how to jailbreak shit.
But yeah, it was like 80 had a population, really small population of like under 100. And these guys were all living in mobile homes. However, instead of trying to escape or anything, what did they do? They went to the community church and hid in the church basement. And every single person survived that tornado, even though it reduced a solid brick building to rubble.
Well, it's like one of the very few times the church actually does a good thing.
Yep.
Oh, damn. Oh, shit. I have a replacement.
Yep, that's... I had to do that. I remember when I brought in my Nokia phone to get my SIM card put in a hand-me-down iPhone 7. The guy just stops for a moment and just admires the Nokia. He's like, did this happen all at once or over time?
Right, like he's looking at an artifact from the fucking Smithsonian, like.
Yeah. But yeah. Love you.
See ya, Kay.
But yeah, everybody managed to survive this tornado. And like everybody, like the storm chasers, I swear, got like legit trauma from this tornado.
Or if you're fucking Brad, you don't give a shit. You go full steam ahead, like goddamn.
Brad. Brad's like, this is the biggest tornado, strongest tornado I've ever seen. It's huge. It's powerful. Proceeds to drive into said tornado.
Right. It's like, it's your first hit. Go be your last at this rate.
I'm just like, Brad, we talked about this, Brad.
The fact that he has children, the fact that he was able to reproduce befuddles me.
God, because like we all knew how fucked up this tornado was. Mm-hmm. And like I see him driving towards, I see his little like marker driving towards the gigantic tornado, and suddenly the wind changes direction and starts to pick up really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, Brad, get the fuck out of the gigantic tornado.
Right. It's like, oh my god. It's like you were dumber than Reed Timmer right now, like, sir.
I was getting like sympathy fear.
Right.
I was like, oh my god.
You're like, I don't even know this man personally, but I am so terrified for his safety.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, oh my god. Like even on the couch, like my survival instincts kicked in. I'm just like, get out of the way.
Right. It's like, golly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. But ironically, now that I'm remembering this, I've never followed the first like few days of the election of a new pope more than you.
Mostly because I've been trying to suss him out, because Pope Francis, I mean, he was popish, so that wasn't too great, but he did a lot of stuff that I think was very good. He was very outspoken about Gaza. He at least didn't reject queer Catholics. And he did a lot of outreach to ethnic communities that didn't have a lot of representation in the church. And he also did stuff like he donated his Pope Mobile to be an ambulance in Gaza. Like he did some really good stuff, and he lived very simply and very humbly. And so for me, it's just like I was trying to suss out the new Pope, because this guy is essentially a world leader and one of the most powerful ones.
Religion has a lot of influence on folks.
It does. And so what he says and his actions carry a ton of weight. And so I've been trying to suss him out to see where he stands on certain issues, and I have not been able to. He confuses me. Like back in 2012, he denounced the media's encouragement of homosexual lifestyles. Then on the other hand, he said that queer Catholics should not be rejected from the church. Then on the other hand, he said that family is based on the stable union between a man and a woman. On the other hand, he talks about how the church needs to accept everybody, which by proxy means queer Catholics.
Right.
And so it's like, dude, who the fuck do you stand?
It's like, whose side are you on anyway?
Exactly. And I've been trying to figure that out.
I mean, we know that he really dislikes J.D. Vance and Donald Trump, so.
He's anti-MAGA, which is really good. He's also extremely outspoken about he's very outspoken about Gaza as well, and just the plight, and he's and the plight of immigrants in the United States. He's very pro-immigrant. Really wants to help the poor. Does not want to ordain women. Which neither did Francis. It's not terribly. Yeah, you can only get away with so much.
You still have to be, you still have to be Catholic of some flavor.
You still have to be Catholic. And and he says a lot of stuff that I agree with, which is why I'm like, okay, but where's the catch? I know there is one, other than the fact that you're Catholic.
Right, exactly.
So far, I like what I'm hearing from him, but I'm not hearing enough, and that's what bugs me. Like, he still has yet to address the abuses that go on within the church. And he hasn't taken, in my view, he has not taken a firm stance on queer Catholics.
Right.
If I were to guess, he seems to dislike homosexuality, but at the same time, isn't necessarily going to reject queer Catholics from the church.
Right.
So I remember, like I watched a Catholic priest sort of like be my Catholic interpreter for his sermons and everything. And I remember this Catholic priest going into like, no, we need everybody to unite under Christ. And I'm just like, we are the Borg. We will take your consciousness and assimilate it into our own. Resistance is futile.
What the fuck? Yeah, that is like some cult shit though. Like,
yeah, which is why it's like, everybody's like, no, religion is, Catholicism, that kind of thing is different from a cult. I'm like, are you sure?
Like every single religion is a cult in its own ways.
A bona fide religion is just a supersized cult, in my opinion.
Yep.
Something I did actually approve of is that he talked about how any Catholic who says that bringing that Eastern Catholics being with them brings them closer to Latin Catholicism needs to be removed from office. He talked about the importance of cultural identity. Which I appreciated. But yeah, he confuses me. I'm just like, where the fuck do you stand on anything?
Right, then we got, fucking Laura Loomer. I think it's Laura Loomer or Lauren Boebert, one of the two fucking
Well, Cope.
called him a woke pope, and I'm like, well, I mean, he's doing more of what Jesus' teachings wanted us to do, but
I'm just like, the fuck kind of timeline we live in where the Pope, the leader of the Catholic institution, is woke.
we're in the wrong multiverse, man.
We seriously are.
It's like we are, in fact, in the dumbest timeline.
It's so dumb.
I mean, it's to the point where fucking you seeing like sexy clown memes on Facebook. It's like, what the fuck?
I mean, Harley Quinn technically started that.
Right.
And the Joker.
Fair. I want to see Clown in a Cornfield, though. I've been listening to like critic reviews, and it's fairly positive for the film. And I'm just like, all right, maybe I'll like it outside the fact that Kevin Durant's in it. But also clowns. Clowns are like one of my spins because I've always had good experiences with clowns. So like it's like a weird primordial reaction that when I see a clown, like evil or not, I'm like, woo, clown. Except for John Wayne Gacy with Pogo the clown.
Yeah, and the pictures of him and his clown getup, like you can tell there's something wrong.
Right. It's like you can't like quite put your finger on it, but you can just tell that something is not right about him.
Yeah.
Fucking you calling Kevin Durant the Titanic twink.
Mm-hmm. That's what he fucking looks like.
I mean, he looked a little goofy, but it's just like, all right. Still in a suit.
He fucking looked like. Like you showed me a picture, a screenshot of him, and I'm like, twink.
That's a big ass twink. Well, that's why you called him Titanic twink.
Mm-hmm.
That fucker is 6'6", man. Big boy.
He's tall enough to be in my family.
Right. You have a Canadian relative then?
My God. No, they've already spread far enough. We don't need wind pollination.
You're like, we don't need the disease to spread to Canada.
Yep.
But yeah, I actually do really want to see it. And apparently it's based off of a book series. Now I'm like, oh, now I'm interested in like just reading it as the series. Because I've been looking for more horror-based novels as of late.
I'm not much of a reader, which I know is ironic considering I'm writing a book.
Right.
I tried to get back into reading multiple times, and like the combination of my eyes getting worse, being ADHD, and being in severe burnout have just made the obstacle insurmountable.
Right.
I mean, I was never that good at digesting literary works to begin with. Like Harry Potter, which I have since renounced, but Harry Potter I was introduced to through the movies because I really couldn't read very well. And in fact, I didn't even read the novels until I was a teenager. And like the first movie came out when I was like 5.
I was 11 years old, so yeah, you were little.
And so it's like I've never been a particularly strong reader. And no matter how much I try, especially now, I just can't get back into reading.
It's understandable.
I mean, I can read nonfiction just fine, which again is ironic since I'm writing a high fantasy trilogy. But I mean, again, that is something else. I started out reading strictly nonfiction, which should have been a telltale sign that I was autistic, but nobody picked up on it.
Right.
I didn't read any fiction until I was in middle school. And I got into Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. That was the first ever fiction that I ever read. But before that, I read only nonfiction. I have 2 gigantic books exclusively about birds. See, 2 gigantic bird encyclopedias.
Nice.
That was a very riveting kind of reading I was into.
God, that reminds me of my 2 ginormous textbook size annotated works of H.P. Lovecraft that my oldest brother got for me over the course of like 2 Christmases. Because he's also a Lovecraft fan, even though he's a born-again MAGA Christian. Ironically, he still loves H.P. Lovecraft.
Which brother? Older brother or middle brother?
Older. S.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not J. S.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of books, and I need another fucking bookshelf, like something a little bit bigger, because I've gotten a lot of cookbooks as of recently.
Fun fact, guys, Christine is my alpha reader for a lot of my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which I deeply appreciate, because I don't feel like I encounter self-doubt 24/7. And so it helps to have somebody who just like helps me not just delete everything.
Right. And I enjoy reading.
I have a sort of spin-off book, what is probably going to be series, that I have wanted to delete like at least 7 times, and every single time I bring it up, Christine's like, bat, 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 bat.
Right, like stop right there.
Uh-huh.
You're like, eh.
Mm-hmm. Because I feel like I'm writing my version of the Cursed Child, but Christine's like, no, it's not the Cursed Child.
I'm like, it's okay. You're good. Mm-hmm. You're like, no, I'm not. As I've gotten like, thanks to Zombie, I have more like fandom cookbooks now. I'm like, son of a bitch.
You're welcome. Oh, if a Nosferatu cookbook comes out, you need to get it.
Oh my god, I need to get it. Fucking Ash needs to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh my god, watching that last night was a fucking trip too. Like, wow, we got really freaky all of a sudden. Oh, there's necrophilia, even better.
Right. It's like, that's what I heard about the movie. It's like everybody was like, that was surprisingly horny.
Mm-hmm. It's like, I wasn't expecting all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you heard my well, everybody, anyone who tuned in last night heard my reactions firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, holy shit.
Yep.
Oh god. God, speaking of ridiculous, you've heard about the South African refugees, quote quote, that were expedited to the U.S.
We don't want them. Send them back.
It's funny because everybody's just like, damn, these refugees look really well fed and taken care of.
Uh-huh.
Like, overweight men. Like, one guy claimed to have to leave his 5-bedroom home. Just like, bro, you're not. It's like, bro, you're not a refugee. You just you wanted a free move.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, somebody brought this up, and I completely agree. as like this is sort of Trump's way of enacting white replacement. Deporting the brown immigrants while importing white ones.
Which is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. It's like they were not suffering.
Oh no.
Can't fucking wait until he kicks the bucket. But the thing is, like, Trump's dad, who by the end of his life was addled with dementia, but he lived to 94.
Oh god.
Yeah. So we might have to deal with like 2 more decades of Trump. Granted, I assume that Trump has a lot less healthy lifestyle than his dad. His dad seemed horrible, but very prude and pragmatic.
I lost my train of thought. Shit.
Oh no. I need to get more agua. I'll be right back.
Heck. I love Soundgarden.
I return.
You.
So, what's next?
Looking down the list. Fuck, where did I? Oh, I have some good news to report, though. Since the disappearance and murder of Emily Pike from the Apache Nation in Arizona, Arizona State Senate actually passed something called Emily's Law, to when there's going to be like an Amber Alert for an indigenous person that goes missing, but it's going to be called a turquoise alert.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it's a step, definitely a step in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
See, a little bit of good coming out of the world.
Mm-hmm. It's sad that it took this to do it, but unfortunately, that's how a lot of that stuff works.
Mhm. All right, that's right. Garden update. What's going on with your garden?
It's going pretty well, but my God, have I been working my rear off.
I mean, thankfully you don't live on a farm, like a legit farm.
Mm-hmm. But we sowed some squash, beets, and carrots today in the garden plot. I also made these cute little stone paths.
Aw.
My potatoes are really starting to pop off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know we were both a little bit skeptical about them being able to grow because of how dry your area is.
Mm-hmm. I'm also eating more ice cream. Don't tell anybody.
And meanwhile, I've got hopefully a shishita plant, pepper plant going. Well, maybe some chives, and I got that basil that's doing great.
A lot of my peppers aren't doing well. The ones I have grown personally are doing fine. Just shows you how much it pays to grow your own plants. Yes, it's more work, but you're rewarded for it because your plants are a lot healthier.
And even though my basil's done in the Aero Garden, I could definitely tell the difference.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have that little container for that my Thai bird chili. Hopefully, seed germinates. Because they actually had Thai bird chili starters at Walmart, but they looked very sickly because I think they were just watered the day before and it was raining today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most of the peppers I got from the store, except for the native ones, are failing. The native ones and the ones that I grew personally are the only ones that are doing really well. And Wheatie is doing really well too. I'm gonna have to repot Wheatie very soon, which is why I kind of wanted to let Joey have a smell test of the plant, and she did not like it.
Just hilarious. You're like, finally something that deters his cat.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to repot it very soon. It's getting a little too close to the grow light for my comfort.
You should send me a book then.
I'm gonna have to figure out like where do I put it. I'm thinking of putting again. I think the reading nook would be a really good place for it. It's just the problem is making sure Joey doesn't go after it.
Because she also identifies as like a little cow too.
Yeah. You think you're a goat sometimes.
Okay. All the vegetables.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, I came up with a thing. You cannot spoil it on stream, but you can read it if you like. It's short and in script form.
All right. Live reaction time.
Live reaction time. Why are you Swedish suddenly?
I didn't realize that was Swedish. Damn. Okay. Shit.
It's just like live reaction time.
Just saw your message. Eating ice cream for dinner.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. I had to put it away before I ate the entire thing because I have no self-control. Oops.
So you said
I
the ice
can't.
cream you're eating is the oh shit, there it is. Is the lactate brand, right?
No, it's actually they have the store has store brand lactose free ice cream for a
Oh,
lot cheaper for a bigger portion.
okay. Hmm. Such a mood though. Let me change my gender to appease you.
Uh-huh.
I like that.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, do you understand me better?
Yep.
Whew. That tastes like James Beam Peach. Whew. God, that fucking TikTok is so it's like you drink Jim Beam, you're a high school dropout. I'm like, well, fuck you too.
The thing, and for me, it's just like public education as it stands is so fucking overrated. I mean, there's so many folks that it fails because the goal of public education is not to actually make you learn. It's not to actually help you learn. It's to make a workforce. The modern, and by modern I mean archaic. The educational system as we know it today was industrialized by the father of industrialization himself, Henry Ford. And so at its core, public education is made to build a workforce. It is not made to actually help you learn. They still gatekeep actual learning with student loans and universities and that kind of thing. But in all honesty, especially as a neurodivergent person who has really failed by the public education system, and I'm not the only one. I think it needs a dramatic overhaul.
Oh
And
yeah.
I also encourage anybody who has neurodivergent children to take them out of the public school system. It's not worth it. You're going to traumatize your child. And they're not going to be able to learn in that environment anyway. I certainly didn't.
Right. I just fucking gave up by senior year. It's like, if it doesn't interest me, I'm not fucking good to show it or do the homework. Fuck it.
I was like dropping out of school more and more because I was starting to get really severe depression, and my pain was getting worse. So I was attending school less and less. And then the only reason I stayed in school was because of choir. I really loved choir. But one day I was like called out in class at the choir, and that was the day where I was just like, that's it. I'm going home. I'm not going back.
It's I guess, does the Department of Education need to be reformed and gutted? Oh, definitely not by this administration, though.
No. When this administration, quote unquote, reforms and guts things, they really just go in and smash it with a hammer.
Yep.
I mean, fucking Elon, with his his tism is embarrassing to autistics.
Right.
Just holding up the chainsaw. And I'm like, bro, aren't you an Aspie supremacist? Why are you acting like us, peasants down here? Us peasant autistics. Aspie supremacist, by the way, is a eugenic theory that says that, first of all, that Asperger's is a thing. And second of all, that anybody who has quote unquote Asperger's and not autism is genetically superior to autistics. But yeah, it's just like, aren't you an Aspie supremacist? Why are you acting like us lowly autistics? But no, the Department of Education needs to be overhauled. Completely gutted and overhauled. My God.
How many years has it been since he's been elected? Fuck.
You just can't.
You know what?
Fuck it.
100 year mark, not 100 days. Fucking hell.
Hopefully, being in the White House does what it does to all presidents. Really just takes a toll. That's quite loud.
Oh shit, really? I'm fucking deaf though. Golly. Probably good thing I'm not monetized right now. I'd be fucking demonetized.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking holy shit.
Joey. Shush. Zip. Stop.
Joey.
Stop.
Oh, is Joey being a stinker?
Being a bugaboo.
Right. One of these days, if possible, you should get a DNA test done on her.
Yeah, see if she's Bombay, because she certainly acts like one. Bombays are also known to be mouthy and sociable.
Like little Joey.
Better behave or I'm going to bring out the stinky plan again.
Oh God, threatening her with weedy.
Gonna make it stinky.
I
don't understand how anybody thinks that smells good. Like, yes, I just stick my nose right up a skunk's ass. It smells great. A nice deep whiff.
For me, at least from personal experience, it's like the smellier it is, that means it's stronger. It doesn't really matter if it smells good or not.
This one, weedy, is strong.
You're like, he's very stanky.
I have it on decent authority that weedy is female because marijuana plants are either male or female. Kind of like us. Unless they're NB. Some marijuana plants can be NB, and they're gonna knock up all your hoes. I think that's hysterical. When I was reading about that, I just burst out laughing because it was just like, if one female plant starts to gain masculine features, well then your whole crop is at risk of pollination. I'm like, that's right. NB plant gonna come and knock up all your hoes. Watch out.
Don't you love science?
Uh-huh.
Science and nature.
But yeah, it's just like your normal THC percentage, I want to say, is like 18%, if I recall. Weedy, we have it on very good authority. We actually, its THC percentage is almost 30%. Very strong.
But fucking hell, you're gonna have a 13-foot tall plant.
Oh my God, I'm trying to figure out the fuck I want to do with it. Because I don't think the ceiling in the reptile room is going to be able to fit it. I can't put a fucking tree in that room. There's no room. I'm going to have to put it out here and just kind of hope it does well. And that Joey doesn't eat it. Which, it's stinky. So, and Joey apparently thinks it stinks. Yeah, it's going to have to be repotted already.
Right. I mean, they grow like weeds.
Yeah, they do. Sure do. Guess I could put it in the closet, but there's not really any light there. Plus, I don't want all my clothes to smell like weed.
You're like, what do I do with you when you get big? At this point, use it as a Christmas tree.
Right. It's like getting a quote-unquote mini pig. And the mini pig starts growing and growing.
They even full-on fucking boar.
Until it's like fucking 600 pounds.
Yep.
That's kind of where I am. I'm just like, oh, a weird plant. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Hell, I could run into that issue with Britney Spearmint. Because mint grows like weeds mint grows just like weeds as well. I'm hoping to germinate the shishito pepper seeds and the chive seeds too.
I probably should have grown my own like jalapenos and Anaheims and poblanos, but normally getting starters turns out well, but then again, I live in a completely different climate now, so I suppose I should have expected that.
Right.
And it's too late to try and start them now, so it's just like if I don't have them this year, I don't have them this year. I can grow my own next year.
Right.
I mean, I could sprout them now. Like, it wouldn't be too huge a deal since, peppers can live like 5 years at least if you keep them properly. But brain work. But I want them to be on the same blossom cycle. And that's not going to happen if I sow them right now.
Right. Meanwhile, I got that fucking Arrow Garden grow light in my goddamn room, so it's like I got plenty of sunlight for these babies.
Yeah.
Right now, the light on the Arrow Garden is off for the night. It'll turn on all by itself, I think, at like 8:30 a.m., something like that.
It's on a timer.
Mm-hmm. That basil, though, is going to be fucking out of control in a week or two. It's going to be awesome.
Wish I could have basil here, but too arid.
That's right. I almost got the fucking purple, or the red opal, basil seeds at Walmart. I saw them, I was like, fuck, I want these so bad. Then I changed my mind. I was like, God damn it. That's when I realized Walmart had packs of shishito peppers on sale, and so I bought like a 2-pound box for $2 of these peppers, and I'm like, I'm gonna harvest some of these seeds.
I wish I could use Asian peppers, but I can't have Asian food.
Mm.
So I would not go with anything.
And meanwhile, I'm over here starting like my Asian pepper collection with the Thai bird chilies and the shishitos.
I wish I could have Thai bird chilies because they're so spicy.
Mm. I mean, hell, one of my neighbors fucking recommended I start growing super hot peppers outside in the backyard.
Yeah, I say you grow some Carolina Reapers back there.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, even if the kids even if somebody just touches the peppers, that is staying on them.
Mm-hmm. So if they go to rub their eyes or go to the bathroom.
Yep.
I remember not today, but the last time I went to Walmart, they had fucking starters for ghost pepper and habanero there. I didn't get them at the time. When I went back today, I looked for them because I wanted to get the ghost pepper one, and it wasn't there anymore. I was like, son of a bitch.
I'm not a fan of ghost pepper. I would have that one just to have the whole lineup, but I genuinely don't like ghost pepper. It just tastes spicy, and that's it. Habanero, habanero, you could always anything you use a habanero for, you can use a Trinidad Moringa scorpion for, and it'll taste better and have a stronger kick. So why get the habanero? The only habanero I might consider getting is the Scotch bonnet, because I do like the Scotch bonnet as well. Scotch bonnet actually goes really well with mustard. So that's probably the only habanero I would get. Jalapenos are sort of same with poblanos. I got Tabascos this time because supposedly they're kind of like a hotter, more flavorful version of a serrano, which I do love. They're not doing very well, so we'll see. I can always try next year.
Right. I'm still mad I couldn't get the fucking ghost pepper at Walmart. Hell, even the habanero plants were gone too. I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, a lot of folks are getting into pepper gardening. Because they're fun. They're fun. They're really delicious. And And so yeah, especially the super hots can sometimes sell like hotcakes because everybody, hot sauces and everything have been made really popular via avenues like hot ones. So everyone wants their like hot pepper collection. I mean, I mostly got into it because I got mad at Rhett and Link.
You're like Good Mythical Morning triggered me.
It very much triggered me. And I'll tell you why after I go to the bathroom.
Oh.
Okay, I'm back. So for anyone who doesn't know what Good Mythical Morning is, it's basically a YouTube talk show. Done, I would say, in a similar style to mid-century radio talk shows, just with video as well. And they have this Will It series. They'll have like their first one was Will It Taco. They also had like Will It Hamburger. The one that offended me was Will It Cake. Because one of the ones that came up was peppers. And I got very excited. I'm like, awesome. We're going to have a great Mexican chocolate cake. Carolina Reaper, it's your time to shine. They just basically made a cake-shaped thing out of straight pepper paste. And capsaicin. And I got so offended that I made it my God-given mission to work my way up to growing my own Carolina Reapers and making cake with them, how it's supposed to be made. And I did. I made Mexican chocolate cake with Carolina Reapers, Mexican chocolate crinkle cookies, hot cocoa. I showed that the Carolina Reaper is not just a challenge. It can actually be used culinarily. But yeah, my pepper growing escapade started with just being triggered by Good Mythical Morning.
Meanwhile, I'm over here with herbs and shit outside of my arrow garden because I ran out of the little inserts with the arrow garden. So I now have several little pots in my room.
I kind of want to take out Weedy just to supervise for a little bit and see what Joey, if Joey starts eyeing it or she stays away.
Right.
I might do that after we end this stream.
Right. Big stretch. Ouch.
Heck.
Now, Walmart again today was very, very nice because there wasn't that many people there.
Well, I think everybody is just like stuff is just getting too expensive.
Because I haven't been noticing some stuff going up in price, and it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, Walmart said that they're going to have to raise the prices because of the tariffs. And Trump went out of his way to say, "Don't say that about the tariffs."
Mhm. It's like we actually believe Walmart for once.
Speaking of which, the fucking airlines, phoning the Trump administration about upgrading, the traffic control system. I'm like, y'all literally invested so much into the FAA to loosen regulations so you could make more profit. You really shot yourself in the foot, didn't you? Because now your customers don't want to fly.
Right.
They don't think it's safe. Corporations are so short-sighted, I swear.
For real, though.
Though I will say that airlines are like one of the few corporations who operate at a near loss. But still, it's just like they invested so much into keeping the FAA from enforcing regulations or upgrading or anything. And now that nobody wants to fly because they don't think it's safe, I believe four airline CEOs wrote a letter to the Trump administration begging that they upgrade air traffic controls and everything. And I'm just like, wow. Really screwed yourself over.
Yeah.
Which I swear to God, all the fucking plane crashes.
Right. This year has been fucked up already.
Mm-hmm. Any other topics?
Not that I can think of. Hey, I'm trying to think, bitch. Bitch. I was trying to look at my list.
Now.
Yeah, we're good to go. Hey, thanks everyone who came by. Thank you, Kay. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Have a good night.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.